Hello everybody, Thrived here, and welcome back to part 2 of the Feed the Beast MindCrack pack introduction. Sorry it took a while for this episode to come out if you've been waiting for it. I had to generate a new world and build all this, and this building and the buildings near it didn't all generate with the seed, if you catch my drift, so I've been pretty busy. Anyway, to continue where we were last time, we just finished the Pulverizer, and I didn't go over the configuration, so we'll just do that now. You can set all of these. Input is blue, every other color is an output, and this will tell you what it will go out. And you can also set it so half and half, no, half the time it'll go out one of these, half the time it'll go out the other. Same for that down there. And yeah, you can just play around with the colors and get a whole bunch of different results. And you do not need to have anything set for the power to get into it. You can just do that from a blank side. And you have to have a hopper connected to the input though, the blue, if you're using hoppers, which I recommend you do because they are awesome. I recommend you use 2 or 3 hoppers. Anyways, the first type of IndustrialCraft machine that you're going to need is a generator, so you can power your compressor, which is what you really need. And you might be asking why you would need the compressor and generator as your first 2 machines, which is a fair question, I'll grant you that much. But you do need the compressor, and I'll show you right here, for carbon plates for the windmill, which is going to be probably the first way you're going to be able to get power, unless you're playing on a server with other people and you have easy access to steel and pretty advanced machinery. Anyways, so yeah, that's how you're going to get your windmills, generate some power, get it into the bat box, and you can start getting your electricity. But I can understand if you guys are saying you don't want to use windmills forever, and for those people who are wondering why I'm not mentioning the water mills at all, is you need aluminum ingots, which you only get from aluminum dust. Oh yeah, you can only smelt that with aluminum dust, not the aluminum you're picking up, in an industrial blast furnace, which is hard enough to make as it is. On top of that, you only get the aluminum as a 5% chance of pulverizing the bauxite ore, or the sodalite ore. So it's not exactly the most common ingot around, and I think it has maybe some better uses than the water mill. Anyways, for people who are me, who love solar power, we're going to need a industrial blast furnace to make the silicon plates that we need, and of course the industrial centrifuge to get the silicon cells. And for the blast furnace, not only do you need this, and the recipe for this is 4 copper and 4 nickel in the shape of a box, and it's in a rolling machine. So if you play around with a pattern for that, then you can get those made without having to look it up. But on top of this, you're going to need a whole bunch of casing for it. And there are 3 different tiers of casing that can go up to different temperatures, which means they can smelt different things. Obviously, the advanced machine casing is the best. It can smelt everything, including tungsten, which none of these can. The reinforced and standard can't do that. But it's ridiculously expensive. So the best we can hope for right now is the reinforced machine casing. So you need steel, you need a blast furnace, and the best way to power a blast furnace is with coal coke. So another thing I recommend you do is make more than 1 coke oven, and just have those going whenever you can, 24/7. And yeah, you can do your own little machine setup there. And what we're going to be doing next is working on getting those solar panels. And because I love the pulverizer and I love the powered furnace, but I really do miss the overclockers and how good and fast the IndustrialCraft machines are. So I'm going to use a combination of those machines in this building here. And if you guys want to see me building that factory, just I can maybe try and experiment with speeding up frames, see how that turns out. And you guys can get a little tutorial on building your own processing factory. And yeah, basically leave a comment if there is absolutely anything you want to see. I recommend you get some animals. And I also recommend you go around to villages, because that's where I got these apiaries. And gotta love bees. And also, if you want some information about the Thaumcraft mod, I'll show you real quick, a little sneak peek. This is kind of what it looks like, a whole bunch of stuff. And I've been starting to get into it. You can look at this and just read a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of information. If you want to get this book and start out on your Thaumcrafting, all you need to do is make a wand, like that, any type of shard, stick, and a gold nugget. And then you just have to right click on a bookcase, and it'll turn into one of these books. And right click, left click, and you get pretty much all the information you need. And also this soul forge is pretty important. I'll show you the recipe. Corrupted essence, vile dust, and glowstone, and this is smelting soul sand. So I just wanted to show you guys all that because Thaumcraft is a really cool mod, and you know, I've been just looking into it for a couple hours, and I think that. So I want to just pass on the information. If there's any information you would like to pass on to me, please do so in the comments, and I hope to see you in another video.